Hey everyone, Wedge Gaming here, back again with another video. We're back. It's Saturday, it's now Master Mode prep day. So for those of you that I know that are regulars, what I do is I go through my free-to-play teams that I'm going to be using in Champion Stadium on the Monday reset for 4,200 points, and I show you what teams I'm going to be using for my non-free-to-play for 7,500 points in Master Mode on the reset. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, do like the content and do share it around. Let's now get into the video. So let's go into my team selection. So this coming week on the reset, on Monday, we have now the Johto Champion Stadium, and Will is back, and Will be weak to Ghost type. So this is the team that I'm going to be using for Ghost. I will be using Rosa and Superior over here. And Rosa Superior, if you know before from my previous episodes, I have used this team a lot against Will, but I'm going to be using Special Attack and Time to Energize so that I have enough move gauges to basically take out Will's Shadow Ball from you too. Lucky Skill is Enlightenment 9, but it's better to have Vigilance on this. And on the grid, I've got 2 out of 5 grid on here. So I've got Time to Energize, MP Refreshes, X Special Attack, MP Refresh, and Energy Ball on a roll. Here are the theme skills if you want to take a look, but they will not matter over here because it doesn't get a link. I've got Agatha and Gengar over here, and Agatha and Gengar will be used for Hypnosis, and then I'm going to be syncing with Gengar because of that Ghost type weakness. Lucky Skill here has got Fast Track 2. Again, it's not the best of skills to have on Gengar, but you know you have to prioritize on your cookies on your main Pokemon that you want to use. And here the Kanto, I think, is what's going to give this the link to Giovanni. And now we have Giovanni. Giovanni here is just basically to raise on critical hit and then just spam Shadow Ball. Lucky Skill here I've got is Critical Strike 1, but again we all know it's better to have Critical Strike 2 on a unit like this. And again the Kanto's theme skill is the one that you want to put the link in. And yeah, it's got no grid yet. Hopefully it does get a grid. So this is my non-free-to-play for 4,200 points. For my full strength team for non-free-to-play, this is the team that I'm going for. Again, I did use this against Agatha when we had Kanto, and it demolished her. So this is what it's going to be used against Will. So I've got Misty and Starmie just to basically raise evasiveness for Drifblim. Lucky Skill here I've got is Vigilant, and you can see all the links that I've got here. So the Gym Leader link is what's going to matter here for Morty and Misty. And on the grid I've got 2 out of 5 grid on this, so if you've got Misty at 2 out of 5, you can use this on her. I've got X Special Defense, All, Catch Me If You Can, MP Refresh, and I've got Bubble Beam Move Gauge Refresh. So it's just basically to raise stats for Morty so that Morty can do what he does best. I've got Dusknoir as well, which is basically here to raise critical hit so that Morty doesn't have to do it. And he can also raise, or she can also raise attack as well with Unbreakable Bonds. Lucky Skill got a Flame Proof. Maybe it's better to have Unflappable on this instead. And it will get the Ghost link here with Theme Skill. And you can see here on the grid, I've gone for Dire Hit All, MP Refresh, Team Toughen Up 4. I've gone for Shadow Ball, Move Gauge Refresh, Unbreakable Bonds, MP Refresh, and Shadow Punch Critical Fortification 6. So that's the grid that I've gone for. And then for Morty and Drifblim, he's going to be my main striker, where I'm just be raising his base net and then just syncing it with Drifblim. Lucky Skill here I've got his Critical Strike 2, Theme Skill will be level 4 Ghost, which will give it the link. And then on the grid here, you can see I've got all the Sync Node power-ups, Blind Spot, Phantom Force MP Refresh, and Pierce the Veil MP Refresh. So it's just basically here for syncing. So that's my non-free-to-play for 7,500 points for Will. Moving on now to the next Elite Four member, and we have Koga. So this is my free-to-play for 4,200 points, and he will be weak to Ground type. So this is the team that I've gone for. So I've got Maylene and Medichan, which is basically just to ensure that I get the critical hit and I can raise the attack stats for the team. I do have Defense Crush 1 so that you can see my Pokemon will be doing a lot more damage. And it's got all the theme skills here, and it has not got a grid. So it's just basically here to raise attack and critical hit before it dies. We do have the Onyx, which is going to be here for Potion. and it's just basically here for defense and to lower speed as quickly as we can. Lucky skill we've got is Mad Strength 2, and then you can see here with theme skills we've got, but the one thing that you want to see is the grid. And on the grid we've got Haymaker, we've got Sync Node Power Ups, Potion Master Healer 2, Potion MP Refresh 2, and Rock 2 Move Gauge Refresh. So it's just going to be trying here and be a healer, and I'm going to test out his Sync King capability with Clay and Semi-Toad. I'm going to see which one does a bit more damage, and whichever one does more is the one that I'll be probably syncing with. We've got Semi-Toad, which is basically here for Bulldoze and Mud Shot to lower the opponent's speed, because when you lower the opponent's speed, we check here his sync move powers up. He does have the endurance as well, and lucky skill here I've got is Dragon Guard. It's just from last week. I did use it and was using Dragon Type moves against this, and he was able to tank because of having Dragon Guard on there. So I don't know, I'll probably go for Critical Strike 2 if you want to make this a striker. It's up to you, and it hasn't got a grid either, sadly. But this is the team that I'm going for non-free to play against Koga. Moving on now to my non-free to play against Koga, and it's my Sand team. So I've got Jasmine and Steelix over here, which is basically here for Clang and Defense All and for Tank. Lucky skill is Defense Crush 2. Remember, it doesn't need Vigilance because it kind of does that for the team. And here are the theme skills I'm going for, and then the sync grid here: Soothing Sand 1, Sand Shelter, Clang MP Refresh, X Defense All MP Refresh 3, and Clang Berserker Bunch 1. So you can see the tanking capability, and it is 5 out of 5. Then we've got Palo Sand as well, and Acerola, which is basically here to flinch and also to use Sandstorm. Lucky skill is Troublemaker 1, I just haven't had the time to change it. And then here's all the theme skills, and then on the grid I've got Soothing Sand 1, Sand Shelter, Sandstorm MP Refresh, Sandstorm Flag Bearer 9, Sandstorm Focus Group 4, Astonish Aggravation 1, Sandstorm Move Gauge Refresh. So it's all the Sandstorm nodes possible in this grid for Palo Sand, and it's just basically here for Sand so that Garchomp can hit as hard as he can, because on Garchomp we're going to spam Earthquake and we're going to sync with him. We've got Surgeon Sand 2, it's better to have Surgeon Sand 3 or Critical Strike 2, whatever build you're going for. Here's all the theme skills, but the one that you all want to know is what grid I'm going to be using. I've got all the Earthquake power-ups: Surgeon Sand 3, Ramming Speed, Sand Shelter, and Sand Scream. So that is what I'm going for. Now, moving on to my non-free-to-play, and for Bruno, and Bruno will be weak to Fairy type. So what I'm going to be using, Mina and Bramble to lower the attack with Charm. Then on the lucky skill we've got Stoic 1, and we've got theme skill, we've got Fairy level 4 1 the theme skill, and it hasn't got a grid. For Valerie and Sylveon, what we've got to use this as a striker, but we're going to sync with this after. So first we're going to sync with Xerneas, then we're going to sync with Sylveon, and we're just going to spam Draining Kiss so it can act as a tank. Lucky skill here we've got Power Reserves 1, and then we've got theme skill level 4 on the Fairy. Sadly, I just can't wait until this gets a grid. Then we've got Xerneas, which has basically got the Horn Leech grid on it. Lucky skill here is Vigilance, theme skills level 4 Fairy. And then on the grid, you can see here we've got Recuperation 1, Impervious, Horn Leech Master Healer 1, and another Horn Leech Master Healer 1, and the World is Vast MP Refresh. You can easily go for non-free to play with this team because you've got Xerneas, so this should be easy for free to play if you've got this. So if Xerneas does get a rerun, just make sure you get Xerneas. And then my non-free to play is this team, completely different. I'm going with Togepi and Berg for basically raising the critical hit and the defenses of the team, and it's also going to act as a potion healer. Lucky skills Vigilance, theme skills level 4 on Fury. On the grid we've got Team Healing, Super Hit 9 on Bending, Stalwart, Master Healer 1, and Potion MP Refreshes. So this is just going to act as a tank. Then we've got Dawn and Now Creamy, which is basically here to use Fake Tears to lower the special defense, so that when Gardevoir does hit, it's going to be a nice clean hit on the whole team. And then we've got House Sweet as well. So this will sharply raise the attack and special attack of Gardevoir and also make it a gradual heal. And if we need to, we can also lower attack on Bruno. And lucky skill is Vigilance, and then we've got the level 4 Fairy. And on the grid, we've got First Aid 4, Healthy Healing, House Sweet, MP Refresh. And we've got lots of move gauge refreshes on Charm and Fake Tears. So it's acting as a tech. And then the main Pokemon here is Gardevoir, which is going to be here just to spam Move, Blast, and Sync. Lucky skill, we've got Critical Strike 2. We've got the level 4 Fairy. And we've got Moon Blast power-ups, Sync no power-ups, Double Down 2, Devastation, and then Moon Blast move gauge refreshes. So that is the non-free-to-play team against Bruno for 7,500 points. Moving on to the next Elite Four member, and that is Karen. And Karen is weak to fighting. So we've got Lisa and Lunatone here for raising the special defenses of the team. And also we've got here to basically raise the attack and special attack of the Sync pairs. The attack is the one that's going to matter. Lucky skill got his Critical Strike 2. It should have Vigilance on this instead, but this was back in the days when Lucky Skills just first came out, and I've never had the time to change it. And then you've got all the theme skills here. The one that's going to matter is the Gym Leader node because it's going to link with Swanna. And then here, you can see here, he hasn't got a grid yet. Moving on now to Swanna and Skylar. This is going to be used for basically potion healing, raising defenses and speed of the team, and also just spamming Gust. Lucky skill is Vigilance. Theme skill is a level 4 Gym Leader that will link up nicely with the team. We've got Master Healer 1, Gust Move Gauge Refresh 9, Potion MP Refreshes 2, and Take Flight MP Refresh 3. Moving on now to the main striker, and that's Karen and Lucario. This will be easier if you have it at EX. I don't have it at EX, so it's going to be a bit of a longer battle. I'm just going to be raising the stats and then using close combat. Lucky skill Defense Pressure 1. On this is better to have Critical Strike 2, but it's not one of the ones that I really invested in, so that's the reason why it's there. And then it will get the Gym Leader link with the team. And over here you can see I've got close combat stats close, so my defenses can reset back to 0 if it does get lowered. Well, it will get lowered because of close combat. We've got close combat Move Gauge Refresh, and then we've got Skate and Through, MP Refreshes too, and we've got Sync no power-ups. So we will be syncing with Karen and Lucario. So that's my non-free-to-play team. My free-to-play team, sorry. My non-free-to-play team is this team over here. So we've got Hilbert and Samuel, which is basically here to raise the attacking critical hit of the team in 2 turns, so that the strikers can do what they do best. Lucky skill is Defense Crush 1, and then here's all the theme skills that I've gone for. But the main thing is the grid. I've gone for Endurance, Vigilance, Aquatail power-ups, and I've also gone for Aquatail, Move Gauge Refresh, In This Together, Critical Core Squad, and In This Together Shielded Squad as well. So that's what I've gone for. Then we've got Bait and Surfetch, which is basically here for Meteor Assault and to Sync. We've got a little Lucky Skill Critical Strike 2, and we've got level 4 Fighting, which will give it a nice link to Wally and Gallade. And on the grid, we've got all the possible Sync new power-ups, Inertia, Sharp Entry 1, and we've got Meteor Assault, Critical Charge 9. So basically every time it gets hit with a critical hit, that move gauge will refresh by 1, I think. Then we've got Wally and Gallade, which is basically here to raise and start to use Focus Blast. Lucky Skills Critical Strike 1, we've got level 4 Fighting. On the grid, we've got Critical Strike 1, Ramming Speed, Ground Entry, Hero Pump, MP Refresh. So it's just here to basically double strike the Beyonce effect. So that's my non-free to play for 7,500 points. And moving on to the last Elite Four member, that is Lance, and Lance will be weak to water. Here is my free-to-play team. So we've got Torchic, which is basically here to raise the special attack and critical hit of the team. And then we also have on the Lucky Skill Defense Crush 2. It's better to have Vigilance on this. And then it doesn't have a grid. So it's just basically to act as a support. Misty and Starmie, again, if you rewind back to my other team, which I've used. Let me just go back here. So I used it for my non-free-to-play against Will. when I did the ghost type. So that's got the same grid and everything. So it's just basically here to use special defense wall and use catch me if you can, so it can dodge hits. Then we've got Barrier and Napoleon. Again, if you have this at EX, it'll be a lot easier. If not, then it's just going to take a bit more time to complete the battle. But he's basically here to use Bubble Beam to lower the speed so that he can sync nuke. He will also try and raise his own speed with no hesitation as well. Lucky Skill is Quick Strike 2. You do have the level 4 Water Link with Starmie. And on the grid, I've gone for the Sync Node power-ups, Inertia, Cakewalk, Bubble Beam on a roll, and Bubble Beam with Gauge Refresh. So this should be an easy victory with having Napoleon in here. Moving on to my last set of team against Lance for non-free to play, and I've gone for this. Recording this and posting this on a Saturday, we do not have Groudon or Kyogre. I think Groudon comes first, so I may test this out with Koga. So we'll see. I might take out Elio and Primarina for Koga. But we'll see. This is the team I'm going to initially go for. So we've got SS Blue and Blastoise, which is basically here to tank. Lucky Skills Vigilance, Team Skills Level 4 and Water. And on the grid, we've got Team Fist Bump 2, Team Trash 2, Quick Cure and Impervious. And we've got lots of MP refreshes over here and with Gauge refreshes. And we've got Elio and Primarina, which is basically here to use Sting, raise the special defense of the team, and also use We've Got Tricks. So that we can increase our stats a lot quicker in the beginning of the battle. Lucky Skills Troublemaker 1 2 for Sing to get an increase in accuracy. And we've got the level 4 Water. And on the grid, we've got Power Reserves 4, Defense Crush 4, Mind Games 4, Sparkling Aria, Chip Up 4. So when we do hit, we're going to hit with Sparkling Aria when the Pokemon is asleep. Then we have May and Swampert, which is basically here for Muddy Water and Rain Dance. And Lucky Skill is super duper effective 1. Expect to have Critical Strike 2 on this. Then I've got level 4 Water, so we'll get the Water Link. And on the grid, we've just got Muddy Water Accuracy, Refreshing Rain, Intellect 6. Muddy Water, Move Gauge Refresh, Rain Dance, Move Gauge Refresh, Rain Dance MP Refresh, and ready for this MP Refresh 2. So yeah, I may use that. I may change it to my sync grid, which is this over here. So I've got Hide and Sync, Muddy Water Accuracy, Refreshing Rain 1, Rain Dance MP Refresh 2, and Muddy Water Move Gauge Refresh 3. So I'm going to test both out to see which one is better. Obviously, if I'm going to sync with Swampert, then Hide and Sync will do well with this grid. So that is my teams for this Monday's reset for Johto Week 1 Season 3. Those were my free-to-play teams for 4,200 points and my non-free-to-play for 7,500 points that I'm going to be using on the Monday reset. Do let me know in the comments as well what teams you've been using. I know every week a lot of you do comment in there, you share your teams. The benefit of doing that is that you're helping other people as well. So some people, as well as watching my video, maybe they don't have my sync pairs, they may look at your comments in the comment section, and it will benefit them by looking at the comment section and seeing what other teams other people are using. So it's just here to help the community out, and so that we all get the points and all the rewards, because that's what we want. Okay, so now that is the end of the video. I have a little surprise for you for tomorrow. Again, like what I said to you, nobody wanted to battle me in Master Mode Madness this week. Everyone wanted a break from me. They didn't like that I was always winning. So there is no battle with me for this week. I know I was supposed to have Mosh versus Spatial versus me in a triple threat. Mosh just got busy, he couldn't do it due to work. And Spatial didn't want to face me alone because he was also facing More or Less Gaming. Yeah, he didn't want to face me alone. So what I've done is I made a little trailer for you guys, and hopefully you enjoy it tomorrow. And then I will be having a special battle next week with someone else completely new, hopefully, fingers crossed, and hopefully you enjoy it. So that is the end of the video. Don't forget to like the video as well. Don't forget to share it, and I will see you all for the next one. See ya.